Welcome to the Global South Initiative. This OM project shares OM's heart to reach the least reached and transform lives and communities. The last few decades have seen incredible church growth in the Global South. The demographic centre of Christianity has moved out of Europe and North America and now rests in Asia, Africa and Latin America. In the past years, for every one new believer in the Global North, there have been nearly 30 new believers in the Global South. However, the unevangelised population of the world is increasing by 57,000 people every day. Only 14% of Hindus, Muslims and Buddhists even know a Christian personally. Out of every dollar of Christian giving to all causes, less than 1 penny goes to work amongst the least reached. It's clear that many more workers are needed for the harvest field. It's clear which part of the world they are likely to come from. What's not clear is how the worldwide church facilitates and supports these new sending movements. The Global South is at the centre of the way forward for world mission. It is where most church growth is happening and where the majority of people being called to the mission field are from. Additionally, Global South workers are often better equipped than many Western missionaries. They are culturally more similar to the fields they are reaching. They can learn the local language faster and easier. They integrate more naturally, and they live, economically speaking, at a level closer to those they seek to reach. OM's vision is to vastly expand our ministry to the least reached by developing the capacity and effectiveness of our Global South fields and members. How? By resourcing our Global South workers to become self-sustaining, recognising that in many places the Global South Church does not have the capacity nor the culture of sending missionaries, and to invest in developing our Global South leaders. We aim to see hundreds of Indigenous churches amongst the least reached take ownership of transformational ministry in their communities and beyond. We have established movement-wide goals for 2025. 7,000 new missionaries sent from Global South countries, holistic transformational ministries among 500 communities of least reached people, 700 Global South leaders developed, and 70 Global South leaders serving in an international capacity. Our primary method to drive change is to fund innovative projects that aim to increase the financial sustainability of Global South teams. But sustainable projects are just one side of the coin. Projects can't run without people. The effectiveness and sustainability of ministries takes more than material resources. It also requires capable leadership. We are interested in sustainable leadership development strategies for the long term, using methods that are the most effective for Global South cultures. So how does it work? Grants are given to projects which aim to create financial sustainability for Global South workers, develop Global South leaders for effective service, and do transformational ministry in unreached communities. Our goal is to raise $10 million over a period of 5 years to fund such entrepreneurial projects and leadership development initiatives across the Global South. Let's take a look at some examples. Shiloh Farms is an organic farm based next to the OM Nepal Training Centre near Kathmandu. The team's vision is to train church planters and pastors in sustainability, not through financial sponsorship, but by organic farming training that will enable them to feed themselves and their families. Their acquired experience with organic intensive farming will then generate both income and a point of engagement with local communities. Shiloh Farms was set up in 2013 and proved to be a viable business operation, providing profits to help train missionaries. The local community also benefited through purchasing organic produce. GSI helped fund the purchase of additional land to enable the farm to expand operations. Hundreds of kilos of vegetables are being produced every month, and an irrigation system has been completed, ensuring continual crop production throughout the dry season. Organic farming principles and practices have now been introduced to the mission's training curriculum, and the team is also training pastors, locals and church planting organisations outside of OM who have expressed interest in learning about sustainable farming. The Townhouse Project builds and rents out townhouses in Kabwe, Zambia. The profits from rental income provide 60% of the total budget of 2 community schools, supplementing teacher salaries and providing food for vulnerable and orphaned children. 20 townhouses are being built, combining GSI funds with profits from previous successful projects. The team also empowers and mentors local Zambians by giving them on-the-job training in construction as well as discipleship. Over 140 Zambians, including the deaf and disabled, have been employed, trained and mentored. These are people who would otherwise struggle to get work. When fully realised, this project estimates it can cover the majority of operating costs for the whole of OM Zambia. The Daniel Initiative began to intentionally raise up Global South leaders across OM, recognising that historically the OM leadership culture has been typically Western. The initiative is aimed at leaders who find themselves in a position of coming into a leadership context where the ethos and culture is different to their own. Key elements of the programme include awareness of self and others, developing a global mindset, cultural and emotional intelligence, and managing complexity. In exploring new models of global mission, OM has found itself at the leading edge of innovation and learning. Such explorations require not just organisational courage and flexibility, but also external expertise and funding. We are convinced that together we can develop more globalised, more effective and more sustainable models of mission that will truly change the world. At the heart of this endeavour is partnership. The task remaining is too huge and too complex to do alone. Will you join us?